Hey, what's up, everybody out there in Heroclix land? Dalton Tavan, the Heroclix collector, back at it with another unboxing here. As you can see, I've got a lot of packages in front of me. This is going to be a little mail unboxing of a bunch of trades that I've made recently with different people on the Heroclix International Exchange Facebook group, and some purchases that I've done on that site or on that group as well, along with a couple Cool Stuff Inc. Purchases and a WizKids purchase. So we're going to get right into this. We got a lot of stuff to get opened here today. It's been a busy last month with the new set of the X of Swords or Ten of Swords, however you want to say it, and the SOP storyline event that they're doing right now. So as a collector, there are a lot of pieces that I wanted to get my hands on, especially like the sword equipments, and then also the different like higher rare figures from the main set that I just unfortunately never pulled in my cases that I purchased or bricks that I purchased. So we're just going to get right into this stuff. As always, you can see I'm joined with my two Tanelier Tavan collector Funko Pops. Nothing really, they don't really need to be watching over us today for good pulls, but they still like to see what I pull as well, or at least what I got. So we're just going to move some of this stuff around, and then we'll get right into this. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and thanks for watching. So we're just going to... Let's see here. Alright, so I'll try to zoom in here a little bit. Alright, so starting off, we'll save that one. Alright, this was probably one of my most recent purchases. This is a shout out to Jay Major on the Heroclix International Exchange Facebook group. He was offering a really good price on a recent figure that I never pulled, so we're going to get into that right away. Actually, sorry. Gotta keep my boxes and these figures together with their boxes, because I'm gonna have to take some pictures to get onto the Heroclix International Trade Exchange feedback page for all these people that I did trades or purchases with. Alright, let's see if I can zoom in some more. Alright, she's a little hard to see, but it is the Chase Blink from the X or Ten of Swords recent set. That is her card right there. I'm kind of hoping that with the zoom in, you might be able to actually read this and pause. Pause that if you want to read. I mean, these figures have been out for a little while, so I'm sure you know what most of them do. Color on this I feel like is a little off. Yeah, that Hypersonics color isn't really showing up the greatest, but yeah. But yeah, good figure, 75 points. In this last weekend, so hold on here, let me zoom up here. This last weekend, I participated in my second storyline event at the store that I always usually play at. It was a sealed 300-point game where we bought one booster of the main set and one booster of the SOP set. One of the guys that I played with at the first event at a different store, which was your standard Battle Royale format, which was how WizKids I think is wanting to do this event storyline. But I do like the sealed aspect too. I always like sealed games, just see what you pull and try to make a team. But the guy that I played with at the Battle Royale, in his X of Swords, Ten of Swords, whatever main set, he pulled the Blink Chase, and then in his SOP booster he pulled the Tarn, the Uncarrying super rare from that set. So it was a pretty good team. I think he had Orphan Maker as the other person on his team, but so I didn't play against him in this one, but I did watch. I had to buy my second round, so I was able to watch, some of the other three matches that were going on. It was really interesting to see, how she can be played. I really like her portal markers stuff that she does, and I saw him when he was missed by an attack, being able to send it through one of her portals and then get it to hit one of the opposing character that actually made the attack during that turn. So that was kind of cool to see that. We're just gonna get right into that. So I'm happy to have her. Like I said, J Major, shout out to you, buddy. Thank you for giving a really fair price on this. I mean, she wasn't going for a crazy amount, but it was definitely below market price. So again, as a collector, and as you can see with all these packages, I've been spending a lot of money lately, and being able to find stuff for a little bit under market price, what things are going for, it's always a plus. So, all right, starting on with the next package. This is a shout out to Logan McQueen. Again, there's so many things I recently purchased. I think I know what this is, but I gotta double check on to see what exactly this is. Oh yes. So I think this was the first lot of these that I bought, because I did want to make sure I had at least one of every single one, and this is going to be it's going to be 8 of the 10 SOP swords. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them, but we'll try to zoom in again here. Yeah, that's not going to really do it justice. I'm just going to read you the 8 swords that I bought in this lot. So I've got the Sword of Might, which grants Blades Claw. All right, I'm just going to skip the Blades Claws Fangs part of this swords, because obviously that's what they're going to grant. So in addition to those, into that power, it's going to also grant, when this character uses it, the minimum result is instead the character's printed damage value +1. That's an awesome sword. Yeah, most likely going to be put it on people that have like a 3 or 4 damage anyways. So minimum they're going to be doing 4 or 5. Hopefully roll a 6 to get that high roll of a 6 blades attack. That'd be awesome. Another one that I really can't wait to use that I haven't used yet is the Pog sword, which gives Giant Reach 3. If this character already has Giant Reach X, increase the X by 1. Again, trying to find some characters that might have already Giant Reach 4. I did recently watch a video last night on YouTube there that they said this would be great on the Captain Carter from Marvel's Disney Plus, the just regular super rare, not the prime one. She's got a Giant Reach 6. She's going to be a Giant Reach 7 with this sword, just reaching out with a giant blades attack. That's going to be pretty cool. I think I'm going to try that on her at some point. The next one is Skybreaker. Once per turn, when this character uses it, after resolutions, they may make a range attack using improved targeting adjacent, but only to target a hit character. So not too bad of one. Again, I guess I get the doing like the being able to do a range attack while adjacent. I would like it if you would be able to choose somebody other than the hit target, just because I just feel like most likely if you're using a Blades Claws Fangs, you're probably going to be a close combat person anyway, so I don't know if you're going to have a high range anyways. So being able to put this sword on like a range attacker, so if they ever do get based, I think that's where it'd be more beneficial. But yeah, maybe if they have penetrating Psychic Blast, that way if they do get based, they can still do like a penetrating Psychic Blast shot right from while based. So I could see that being a use for that sword. This is probably one of my favorite ones, just because I love this power that I'm about to say. And this is the Warlock. So it gives Blades Claws Fangs, Plasticity, and Shape Change. Shape Change, I'm a huge fan of Shape Change. Venom characters, the Plasticity, Shape Change, or Plasticity Super Senses. Just, I love it being able to roll out, and just giving that option to not even take damage or be attacked is always awesome. So Warlock is definitely going to be one of the swords that I use quite a bit. Alright, this is one that I actually pulled in my first event, and I've played with it, and I've seen others use it in this last weekend's event. Probably wasn't one, that I was actually ever going to think that was super great, but I think this is one of the best, honestly. It's the grass cutter, and when this character uses it, you may instead use one of the dice in the attack rolls as your d6 result. Um, I pulled the rare Gorgon during my first event for the SOP event, and he came with the grass cutter, so I equipped him with that. He had exploit, so it was going to go through no matter what, unless a character had invincible. But still, I had so many times where I rolled a 5 or a 6 in my attack roll, which more often than not you're probably going to be doing that if it's going to be actually hitting. So being able to just give that automatic 5 or 6, and I had the 6 go off a lot of times, this is an awesome, awesome sword. I'm definitely going to be using this sword a lot. So I'm glad to have multiples of this, because I'm probably going to put this on at least a couple of my sword bearer characters, and then Gorgon rare being able to be equipped with 2 swords. This will definitely be one of them, and then I don't know, probably the warlock or sword of no, probably not the sword of might. That one, maybe the pog or pog, just to being able to get a long ways. But yeah, either way, grass cutter will always be going on the Gorgon rare from the SOP, and then some other sword, whichever I feel would be beneficial during that match. Then I've also got God Killer here. Now this is the one that I pulled this last weekend. I know people really like it. I personally, I don't know. It didn't really ever come up during my last event. I hit, but I think most of the characters that I was going against just had X-Men team ability, and they weren't really going to be using that team ability just because they were focusing on the attacking. So maybe on the right team and against the right team, this will be a pretty strong sword. I know it's fetching a higher price, but yeah, I don't know, like being able to not use, so when this character uses it, hit characters can't use team abilities until your next turn. I know that's got some beneficial, like going against like mystic characters would be definitely beneficial, but yeah, it's not one that I really trips my trigger a whole lot. This one I had to play against in my first OP event, and it was definitely beneficial for the person using this, and that was the Light of Galador. When this character uses it, after resolutions, heal 1 click on this character and all adjacent friendly characters. That's an awesome one. See, like that might be the one I pair with the Grass Cutter on Gorgon. Just being able to heal and make sure he's at top click and healing. Maybe have another sword bearer next to him so that they're just constantly healing. It's really cool. Really like that sword. And then the final one of this lot is Mercy, which is once per attack. When this character attacks, you may re-roll the attack. This will definitely be going on any flurry characters, characters like Charge Flurry, maybe Charge Flurry Exploit. That's just very beneficial, just being able to re-roll that attack if they do miss. Again, that might even be a good one to pair with the Grass Cutter on Gorgon, just so you're going to hit, and you're probably going to be hitting those 5s or 6s almost every single time. So that was these 8 swords. Yeah, like I said, I went a little crazy because I do actually, the next package is another lot of swords. Again, I wanted to make sure I had at least 1, if not 2 of each of these swords, because they just have a lot of beneficial use, and being the sword bearer traits, you can have the same sword equipped on your team. As long as the characters have sword bearer trait and they start the game with it. So oh, just kidding. This is not okay. This is not that package. So this is a different package. But we'll go into this. All right. So now this package is a shout out to Steve DiCarlo. He was able to help me get my hands for a very reasonable price on these figures. Probably going for less than what people are selling them for right now. Didn't realize that, so I bought 2 figures and a tarot card, not realizing that this tarot card was one of the participation prizes in the event. So I bought the Magician, which I pulled the first night of my first OP event. So this gives characters have mystics, and if character can already use mystics, they deal 1 unavoidable damage instead. I like that. I'm a big fan of mystics teams, so this will probably be definitely making my mystic team builds and tarot card builds. Granted, giving my opponents Mystics, not super thrilled about that, but if I can give them one unavoidable damage, and if anything, I just maybe won't attack that turn, use it as a clearing phase. Yeah. But, alright, this guy, which I'd seen people talk about him, and I had to play against him in my third match, and he is a beast, and it was really tough to get through his power to get this, being that, oh no, this guy, he could be outwitted, but my outwit was just unfortunately never in line of sight with this guy, but this is Manifold. Let me zoom in here. My last match this weekend, it came down to, we were in a slugfest, me and the guy that I was playing, because Manifold has a special defense on his first 4 clicks, which is combat reflexes, willpower, and then adjacent friendly characters can use combat reflexes. He had all his guys around him, and they were all already 18 defense, so they're all pretty much 20, and I pulled in my X of Swords main booster, I pulled Captain Britain super rare with her Starlight, which I had her equipped, and she was doing really, she has a high attack, I think it was like 11 or 12 attack. I was rolling 6s, 7s, and then I think when she went down to an 8 or 11 attack, I was rolling a lot of 8s. I was missing by 1 almost every single time because of this Manifold dealing out that combat reflexes to all the characters. Luckily, my defense was pretty high at that point as well, and so it was just a slug. It was pretty much his characters with Manifold attacking my Captain Britain, and my Captain Britain trying to take out Manifold as quick as possible to get rid of that combat reflexes. And unfortunately, I think I had a character and he had a character that were blocking my line of fire with Captain Britain's outwit to outwit him. So it was just really tough. I did end up outwitting the combat reflexes on his core, the Burning Heart that he had next to Manifold, so I was able to finally deal some damage. I stopped attacking him for a couple turns just to try to get out her, which I ended up knocking her out. But he was just a beast to, deal with. So I really can't wait to... I think he's got AIM, Avengers, Sword, Wakanda, X-Men, so he'll definitely be making every Sword team that I ever build. He's kind of tough to deal with. I mean, if I would have placed my outwitting characters a little bit better, I might have been able to, get through to his defenses a little bit better, but just the positioning just wasn't the greatest, so I'm going to just show him as best as possible. But yeah, he was just awesome. I mean, he wasn't awesome to play against. He was very tough, and I ended up losing that match, unfortunately. We finally got down to... I also pulled the rare Mr. Sinister from the SOP. He was really awesome. I was getting very good shape change rolls with him. Again, I love shape change. So then his not being able to be attacked by any characters for the rest of the turn was awesome. But it ended up being a slugfest. I finally got Manifold taken out, started getting other characters. He had eventually gotten my Mr. Sinister, and I think he had the Solemn from the SOP, which his defense could not be outwitted, which was really tough because it kind of just became a slugfest of his Solemn versus my Captain Britain. And luckily for a lot of his attacks, because of the one blue rally trait on the Mr. Sinister, I was able to replace a lot of his attacks, a lot of his dice and his rolls once per turn with the one that I had. So he was missing because of that fact, and it was a lot of slugfest. And it came down to just we each had a single character with a couple of quick clicks left, and unfortunately he did get the last killing blow on my Captain Britain to score the full 300 points on my team, and I scored 230. But I was like 2 clicks away from taking out his Solemn. So it was a really good battle. It was a slugfest. It was a little bummed because I would have placed second in that tournament if I would have taken his character out. But instead I placed 6 of 7, unfortunately, with the bye. It was a win. Yeah, it was just I had a tough first match against some really good characters from the SOP stuff. But let's just keep going. Sorry, I'm talking. I wasn't sure if I'd pull her, and even if I did, I would like to have multiples of her. And this is the Genesis from super rare from the SOP. She is a beast. In my book, she's almost unkillable because even if she gets off of those invincible combat reflexes, super sense, first 4 clicks. She ends up getting into some steel energy where she's just going to probably get back up there. She's got probability control. She's a 12 attack, 18 defense, 20 with the combat reflexes for at close with super senses and invincible, so she's going to be reducing damage. She's got probability control, so she is just going to be a son of a gun. Her leadership, when Genesis uses it, if an opposing character within range can use leadership or willpower, increase the result of the roll by +2. And then when she uses it and succeeds until your next turn, when an opposing character within range uses leadership or willpower, decrease their result by -1. So she's just going to be attacking every single time. She's just awesome. Yeah, I think this was like right when this event started happening. So I got her for a really decent price, way below the price that she's going for now. Manifold I got for a really reasonable price, and I think the tarot card was like $10 or $15, which is still a reasonable price. But again, had I known it was the participation prize, probably wouldn't have got it, just because it's gonna be easy to get those ones, which I end up pulling that card in both the SOP events that I participated in. Luckily, one of the guy that pulled the Blink Chase and the Tarn the Uncaring, he had pulled the Tower card, which he had pulled in his first event, so we just did a little trade. Granted, I don't know if I'll ever use that card, just being that it's all misses are crit misses, and I don't really want to take that risk and be taking unavoidable damage. Alright, next box. Keep it moving. Shout out to Joshua Jones. This was the one that I was thinking was the next. This was another sword lot here. Again, I just want multiples of these swords to be able to have, for multiple sword wielders or sword bearer trait wielders. And this one had one that I didn't get in the first lot, but repeats of the other ones, and actually 2 swords from the first one that I didn't get. And he also included some figures, which was really awesome. So let me just put this right here. Okay, so let's go through the swords. So I got another... Okay, so the one that I didn't get in the first lot, which I haven't pulled yet, which again, not a huge fan of, but as a collector I want to have them all, is the Miramasa Blade, which when this character uses it and give the hit character curse token if they don't already have one. This game, when a character with a curse token would heal, they instead remove a curse token. So yeah, not too bad. If this can have some benefits, maybe some swap out mechanics with the Mad Jim Jaspers. If you have him, because if you're going against a team that has a lot of healing, this would probably be a good sword to swap in for the character, just so that they can hopefully negate some of that healing on their end. But then also we've got the other one that I did not pull in the... Sorry, 1 second. House phone is going off. I gotta stop that, otherwise that's gonna be annoying. Probably hear in the background, but okay. Sorry about that. House phone's going off. So this one I did not pull and was a big want. Unfortunately, it did get an errata, so you guys are going to know. It is the Soul Sword, which grants Mystics as well to this character. And then this character already has Mystics. When they deal damage from that team ability, it's once per turn now. Deal 2 penetrating damage instead, or also heal 1 click. I mean, hey, you can give Mystics to a character that doesn't already have it. And if they do already have it, you're still at least once per turn going to be able to deal out 2 damage instead of 1, or deal that 1 and then also heal. So still a very good sword. Liked it as it was originally, but it was pretty OP and broken, so I get that they need to make an errata, but very happy to have it. It's a very cool looking sword. It's got the kind of blue color to it. Then we got the Sword of Might again. just because that's an awesome sword. The Light of Galador is also another awesome one. Another Pog in this set. Skybreaker in this set. Another God Killer. And finally another Warlock, because that one I will definitely be using a lot. Didn't have Grass Cutter in this one, which is fine because I end up pulling, the other one, so I've got at least 2 of them, so it's not too bad. I guess I thought I had Grass Cutter in this one as well, but yeah, it's alright. So I got 2 Grass Cutters. I'm happy about that. And then, like I said, in this lot that he was that Josh was selling, he was selling the 8 swords plus 3 of the super rares from the SOP, which just happened. I was like, oh hey, it's a bulk price, so got another of the Genesis. So I've got 2 of her. I never pulled her in any of the boosters, so happy to have 2 of her. Probably play her at her possibly the lower 70 point, or maybe 1 at the high, 1 at the low, but most likely play 2 of her. And then guy that I was hoping to pull either one of these guys in this last weekend's event, just because they're both really awesome. And then I got Tarn the Uncaring super rare. He's awesome. He has the bystander generator. He's mystical and power cosmic. I forgot to mention Genesis is power cosmic, so can't be outwitted. And then I love mystics characters, so 125 or 75. She's 120 or 70. And then the bystanders on this card, so he's got the Sin-Blooded Scourge. The bystanders on this card are Locust Vial, and each has max 1. And then he's got, to me, my Locust Vial Leadership. When Tarn the Uncaring uses it and succeeds, choose 1. Generate a Locust Vial, place all Locust, so you can generate a Locust Vial or place all Locust Vial bystanders on the map adjacent to Tarn the Uncaring. He's got a stop click at the very end with Invincible Mastermind. And then when this click is first revealed, generate a Locust Vial bystander. If Tarn the Uncaring is 125 points, you may generate 2 Locust Vial bystanders instead. He's got some mind control to start off with, which I really like. He's got some outwit, invincible, 19 defense, 3 damage, 10 speed, 11 attack, 6 range. Just an awesome. And then his bystanders, Mother Rapture, has got some flight with some poison and super senses. Hex Butcher's got some charge blades. Sick Bird's got some hypersonic with exploit. Mudgear's got some penetrating psychic blast and range combat expert, so with using that he'd be an 11 for 2, otherwise he's a 10 for 1, but he'll always be 11 for 2 pretty much. And then Amino Fetus is giant size. All the other 4 are standard, but he's a giant with plasticity and close combat expert, so he'd be 11 for 3 at close. Yeah, really awesome guy. And then finally, we have Bay the Blood Moon. I had to play against this character during my second match of the first SOP event, Battle Royale, and Bay was the one that was equipped with Light of Galador, so they were hitting quite a bit and healing themselves and healing their adjacent friendlies. So it's got the Sword Bearer trait. This character starts the game with any sword equipment equipped, and then she's got Wedding Vow. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character. This game, the chosen character can use Mastermind, but only to choose Bay the Blood Moon, regardless of point value. If the chosen character is named Cypher, he may also use it regardless of adjacency. So definitely going to be playing her with probably the main set Cypher, or I forget what the SOP version does. I have to look at him again, but yeah, definitely will be playing Cypher with her definitely sometimes. She's got also Defend and Impervious, 19 Defend, so the guy that I was playing against that had her with the Light of Galador was keeping all his figures around her, so they were pretty hard to hit it with that 19 defense. She's got some Perplex, so she can Perplex up her defense even more, or attack from 11 to a 12. So yeah, just a very good figure as well. Happy to have her, because again, super rare. Didn't pull him in either event, so I got to get him eventually. Still, after the Captain Britain, I had to play against the Captain Britain SOP super rare during the first match. She was awesome. I'm actually happy that I pulled the super rare in my main set booster this last weekend. I already had pulled her in a other brick, but hadn't played her yet. And they both have this kind of double leadership or double willpower, where they can take it. Well, for the main set, it's leadership, so she can take, you know, a token off of somebody else, but then she can also take it off of herself or a friendly character within range, which would mean herself. So I hit a lot of leadership rolls, thankfully, so taking off action tokens from a friendly adjacent and then taking off her. The guy that I played against that had the SOP super rare, he was getting a lot of the willpower rolls, which is kind of the opposite. So willpower is going to take it off of herself, but then a friendly character within range, she can take it off of one of that, like an action token off of them. So just again, taking action tokens off and hopefully out-actioning your opponent. Very good. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry if you're hearing little beeps on my computer there. It's, I think, one of my Discord groups that are up. All right, this is going a shout out to Luis Reyes. This was a purchase here. I think it was a purchase. Most of my stuff are purchases, but there, I think, were a few trades that I did that I'll have to get to. All right, how can I get this open? If you're still with me, thanks for sticking it out and seeing what my recent purchases and trades are. All right, so from Lewis, I got, what did I get? Oh, yes. One that I had been after for a long time, and again, as a collector and as somebody who has spent a decent amount recently, always happy to find figures below what they're normally getting asked for. And this was, again, I've said it before, Venom and Venomized characters are my ultimate favorite characters. I unfortunately, in a lot of my boosters or bricks and cases that I purchased of this set, I never pulled her, and that is the Venom Wolverine. So let's try to zoom in here. Yeah, Laura Kinney, Venom Wolverine. She is just awesome, crazy healing. Sorry if I can get that there. Hopefully you can read that. Okay, and then again, I'm sure most of you already seen her and know what she does, but in case you're interested in the dial, yeah, so she's got symbiotic fusion, plasticity super senses. If Venom Wolverine is within 4 squares in line of fire of an opposing character, she can't be targeted by ranged attacks. That's, you know, what all the Venom characters have. But then this one's great. Merge with the symbiote Giant Reach 2. So, yeah, give her Pog or Pog to have a Giant Reach. It's going to be the Giant Reach 3 from the sword anyways, or getting the +1. But free if Venom Wolverine has 2 action tokens, make a close attack. And then she's got regular traded or regular Blades Claws Fangs for the first 3 clicks. On her last 3 clicks, she has a special Blades Claws Fangs, and when Venom Wolverine uses it after resolutions, heal her equal to half the D6 result. Sorry, that was a lot to say. Tongue-tied today. See, now I'm wondering if you were to pair the Grass Cutter with her, being that the D6 result would be if you rolled a 5 or 6, she's going to heal 3 clicks back up to the top, so that's not too bad. I mean, I think she's almost unkillable as well. I mean, she's definitely killable, but she's got 18 defense with combat reflexes, so she's a 20 up close, can't be shot from more than 4 away. Pretty crazy. She does have a stop click at the very end, so stop toughness regeneration with a 12 attack, 3 exploit. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to be putting the Grass Cutter blade on her because that's just awesome. I think she just will never die. Yeah, I just really wanted her. It's been a long time, and thank you, Lewis, for selling her for a reasonable price. And then he was also selling this figure, which I never pulled, from another set not too long ago. I didn't have very good pulls at all in this set, unfortunately, and that is the artist formerly known as Apocalypse A. Yeah, let's just, again, I know these figures have been out for a while, so probably know what they do, but try to still show the card a little bit. Hopefully you can pause it. Oops. he's awesome. Haven't ever played with him. I didn't pull any of the Apocalypses from the House of X set. Really haven't pulled many Apocalypses in general, so having him is really awesome. He's got the Krakorn Revival, so if you play him at 160, you're going to be able to pretty much revive anybody because they're all going to be lower pointed than him, most likely. 70, that trait becomes a little bit more difficult to have go off. But then he's got Mystics, but only triggers during range attacks. And then he's got Protected Mystics. So, I mean, I could see putting the Soul Sword on him just to give him Mystics at all time, even though he gets it from range. But having it close would be good, too. But, yeah, he's just a beast. I'm not going to really go over all his stuff, too, just to keep this video going. But thank you, Lewis. Really appreciate you, buddy. Helping me get my hands on 2 of these pieces that I never pulled, especially the Venom Wolverine. It's just, yeah, Venom is my favorite character, and all Venomized characters really have a high ranking in my book. So just finally getting her to add to the collection. I know I'm still missing a couple Venomized characters, which... Speaking of Venomized characters, let's just go into this one. This is a shout out to, I believe it was Jezza Wells, I think is his name, out of Canada. This was a purchase, again, very reasonable price. Happy to add this character to my Venom collection. I'm trying to spoil you and give you hints of what this is, but get this dang thing open. There we go. Alright. Alright, and this is one that I didn't ever pull because I didn't really buy much of this set. I think I bought maybe 2 bricks worth of this at separate times. And it is Venom Rocket Raccoon. Cool little guy here. Hopefully you'll be able to... Yeah, he's just cool. Really awesome. His symbiote is turning into like rocket machines, kind of incorporating his rockets. He is 100 points, only 6 clicks. A little, higher pointed cost figure, from back in the day. But he has got... Zoom out, sorry. He's got the alien symbiote, which is a little bit different than the more modern day, which is going to be plasticity shape change. And then Venom Rocket Raccoon automatically breaks away. Awesome. I really like the old Venom kind of symbiote trait over the new one, but still, I'll take whatever I can get. He's got improved targeting. Elevated and hindering and adjacent and destroys blocking. He's also got movement of elevated, hindering, while adjacent to characters, and also through blocking. So he's just going through anything, shooting through anything. He's got the call and help from the Venomverse, and then he's got I got better stuff in my arsenal. When Venom Rocket Raccoon destroys 1 or more pieces of blocking terrain after resolutions, give him a rummage token, max 3. Then he has free, remove any number of rummage tokens and choose attack, damage, or range. This turn, modify the chosen combat value +1 for each of those tokens removed. So just very good. Starts out with 9 hypersonic, 11 attack precision, 18 super senses, 3 outwit. So yeah, just being able to up those will make him a little bit more viable for those 100 points. Yeah, just another Venomized character I'm very happy to add to my collection. Alright, let's keep moving. So that was a shout out to Jezza Wells. I hope I'm saying those names right. Okay. This next one is a shout out to Daniel Powell. This purchase was because I just had a feeling I wasn't going to do too good in my... Well, I didn't do super great in my first OP event, and I unfortunately did not do well in my second one, so I'm glad I did end up buying her, and he was offering it at a very reasonable price. It is the prize figure from the first month's OP event, which is the Saturnine. yeah, if you're playing tarot cards, you gotta have her. So, and she is a mystical with mystics and power cosmic. So that combo of team abilities is just awesome. So I had to get her. So that is the Saturnine there. Yeah. Stacking the deck. During force construction, you may add 5 tarot cards to your sideline. These do not count towards your sideline limit. During game setup, you may swap up to 5 tarot cards from your tarot card deck with the tarot cards on your sideline. Your tarot card deck must still meet the deck building requirements. So yeah, just being able to know like, oh hey, this opponent, these cards that I've already built, yeah, these might not work so well against that team. Let me use these 5 and swap out them instead. So just the continuation of the swap mechanic in Heroclix, never a bad thing. She's got telekinesis. When Saturnine uses it to place a character adjacent to an opposing character, after resolutions, remove an action token from that place character. Just good to get a character up there and let them be able to keep, making attacks or doing actions. Putting my thumb on the scale, once per turn, you may increase or decrease any attack total by +1. That's once per turn. No range, no line of fire. Just hey, they hit by 1. Guess what? You're gonna take that decrease and you're gonna miss now. Or you miss by 1. Well, now you just hit for 1. You got it. She's got 8 range, triple target, phasing teleport with a speed of 10, 11 attack with that telekinesis power, 18 mastermind, and then 1 damage with that once per turn increase or decrease in attack roll by plus or increase or decrease by 1. So, yep, she's 35 points. Great, she will definitely be making most Mystic teams. Just being a nice low 4-click dial character. Gotta love it. Okay, let's see what else we have here. All right, so I'm gonna do my final. So I think all this stuff was purchases. This finally is a trade. I know I've got a couple more things that are coming down the pipeline. I think that were trades or purchases as well. This was actually a legit trade, so pretty much all this stuff I bought. So again, as you know, the stuff isn't always cheap for these figures, so that's why again I just always appreciate people being able to strike up a deal with somebody at a lower cost than what they're going for at the current market. So this is going a shout out to one of my fellow Clicks in It team members. I actually haven't ever met him, but I've talked with him on our Discord and whatnot, and I've seen him in different Patreon giveaways from Clicks in It and whatnot. So this is a shout out to Peter Marshfield. I believe I got that. Yes, Marshfield. So he was looking for a couple figures that I had extras of, and he had a figure that I never got, which is the Justice League Fulcrum Abominus. I'm hoping that he doesn't get rotated out too soon, because I want to hopefully use him in some modern robot teams, like my Sentinel or robot teams. Just that 25-pointed character. Yeah, just really excited to use him. I traded him. I had an extra of the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Empire, Deadpool Super Chase. I'm sorry. I pulled I think 1 or 2 of him, or pulled one and bought one for like 30 or 35 bucks. So and I thought I'd maybe use 2 of them, but I've only used them once, and I probably will only ever use them 1 of them. So I had an extra to trade away, and then I also, in my Wonder Woman 80th 2 bricks that I bought, or 3 bricks, or whatever, I pulled this chase twice, which was the Jessica Jones with a spotlight. So I traded those 2 chases for this. Some might think it's a little bit of an overtrade. I really don't care. I will probably never play 2 of them. They've been just sitting there anyways, so to use them to trade for something that I probably will use on a regular basis, or at least as a great colossal retaliator. Yeah, I'm fine with maybe trading a little more than what he might be worth. I mean, I still see people selling him for like $60. I've seen him for 35. I've seen him for 40 on these trade things. But either way, happy to finally have him. Yeah, he's got 3 different team abilities. He's just a really cool looking figure. Glad to have him. So thank you, Peter, for making that trade with me, and hopefully you'll enjoy those two figures that I got you. Um, Now moving on to the Cool Stuff Inc. stuff. We're going to go with this one first. Alright, so now I should have bought her right away but I was hoping that I'd pull her in one of my events, or in a brick that or a couple boosters I purchased this last weekend, but I never did. Could have gotten her for $10 cheaper. I have a pretty good high rating on or rewards level on Cool Stuff Inc. She was going for $99.99. I think when they got down to the last couple, she jumped up to $109.99. So I was like, you know what, I got to get her, because she's just, in my opinion, the best chase of the set from X of Swords or Ten of Swords, and that is the Annihilation. I've seen people use her, and I think she also generates some of the best bystanders in the game right now. I know I love Mary Jane Watson's paparazzi bystanders that are autonomous, but the Damon bystanders are just awesome. Invincible, charge, blades, whatever. I forget, maybe not blades, but I think they have exploit. They are just awesome. So, got the Annihilation with the Twilight Sword, because I never pulled any of the Sword Bearer chases in the stuff that I bought. So yeah, Damon has charge, Quake, invincible, exploit. So yeah, just awesome. 3 damage, 11 attacks. So they're going to be hitting. They're going to be dealing 3 penetrating damage. It's just a cool looking figure as well. I mean, the Twilight Sword is awesome. Zoom in here. Sorry for the shaking of my camera laptop. Yeah. Again, camera not the greatest, but yeah, she is just super cool. So, and she's only 70 points. I mean, it's just a great just such a strong, and she's got 7 clicks. I've said it before. If you have a click per 10 points of your build, I think that's just awesome. I mean, she's just got great power. She's got leadership when she uses it from the characters with the Oracle keyword. Within 3 squares are considered adjacent to her, so she doesn't have to be right next to them. At the beginning of your turn, generate a Daemon bystander, max 3. So you're just going to be popping out those Daemons all the time. Demons, however you want to say it. She can start, with her Twilight Sword, which is Blades, Claws, Fangs. When this character uses it after resolutions, you may generate a number of blocking terrain markers up to the D6 result. Really cool, if you need to, get some, protection or maybe block in a character. She's got 4 damage with Perplex, 18 invincible, 11 attack, 10 charge, 2 double target. I'll probably play her with the Twilight Sword at least once, but again, I can just see using the Grass Cutter. She doesn't have any team abilities, which is unfortunate, so she can be outwitted. I guess I thought she had Power Cosmic, or the Cosmic Energy team ability, but I guess not. But yeah, then she also has the Mask of Annihilation, and when she's KO'd, choose a friendly character for the rest of this game. That character is considered to have the Daemon bystander printed on its card and can use the command, the Horde Straight, which is going to be able to, at the beginning of the turn, just generate them. So even if she does get taken out, you're going to give one of your other characters to keep popping out those Daemon bystanders, and those are just, again, awesome bystanders. So really happy to finally get my hands on her. I did have to pay a little bit more than I could have paid if I would have just bought her right away, but I was holding out hope that I'd actually pull her in one of my boosters or bricks, but unfortunately didn't. So I have to have her. She's, I know she's going for more than that. So I got her just under $100 with my discount. So still well worth it. I think she's, again, the best of the Sword Bearer trait people in this set. Then I also bought Kate Pride because of the 4 or 5 bricks that I purchased. I never pulled a Kate Pride, so I finally broke down and bought her for like $4 or $5, and then of course pulled her in a booster this last weekend while I had my buy. I bought 4 boosters, Pulled her, pulled the rare rogue, which I never pulled, but thankfully somebody at my first OP event, they had a box of extra figures and they were just giving out stuff, so somebody gave me her, but she's cool. She's got the uh, mission point stuff with the stranded mutants, so I think she'll have some playability. She's decent 50-point character, dolphin symbol, some leadership, some perplex, high 19 super sense, top dial, 11 attack with blades, claws, fangs, and this is great when she uses it and hits an equipped opposing character. After resolutions, that character unequips their equipment, so being able to kind of swipe the sword or equipment off that character is always good. So she's awesome. So that was my more recent cool stuff Inc. purchase. Now we'll get into the one that I made a couple weeks ago, which I could have made at the same time when I made this purchase, but I already spent a little bit of money on this purchase, so I was kind of trying to keep my costs down a little bit. But like I said, should have bought her, could have saved $10 on my purchase, but it is what it is. All right, let's get into these. All right. All right, starting out, we've got, I pulled, I think, 3 or 4 of the non-prime Iska, the Unbeaten. So I had to buy the prime version of her. She was like $13. Comes with the Mercy swords. I've got like 4 or 5 of the main set Mercy blades, which I will never need all those. I also purchased, because she was really cheap, which again, I think she's getting a lot of hate, and I don't think she deserves it, but I think she's better. I think she's better than people are thinking that she is, but it's the Lady Roma chase, so she was only like $30, so I bought her. Another chase sword bearer is the White Sword. I liked him because of his sword actually being able to pop again. I love bystander generators, so I think this sword I will definitely see a lot of use. Being able to, when you hit with your Blades Claws attack, you pop out when this character uses it after resolutions, you don't even have to hit. Just after resolutions, you may generate an Okara Warrior Bystander, which has 8 movement, 10 precision strike, 17 defense, 2 damage. So nothing super crazy, but hey, popping out little warriors, extra bystanders. Not autonomous, unfortunately, but hey, always good to have extra figures, and they're 0-point cost. So being able to attack with more characters, he's pretty cool. He's got twice per game when a bystander is KO'd. After your resolutions, you may generate a copy of that bystander. So, maybe I'll play him with the Annihilation. If one of my Daemon bystanders gets destroyed, I can bring another one, which I don't know if that would be maxed out by the her max of 3 Daemon bystanders. I think this might get around that, so you could have more. He's got Charge Flurry. When the White Sword uses charge and hits this turn, friendly bystanders can use charge. He's got Quake. When the White Sword hits more than one opposing character with a close attack, after resolutions, heal 2 clicks on each adjacent friendly character. Kind of goes in with like the Light of Galador sword, so that's pretty cool. I'm trying to remember what I was just thinking of. I was thinking of one of the other swords that I could pair with him. So that's that. And then, because I didn't ever pull them, and I have to have them for my mystical teams, and being that I got all these swords now, and that is good old Mad Jim Jaspers. Alright, try to zoom in here. Good old Mad Jim, doing jazz hands. We had the White Sword there. Oops. Cool, big old sword. Iska. And then the final purchase of this, because I had a thing, and from what Dial H for Heroclix is very confident that he will eventually get a legacy card, and that is the Captain America from, I believe it's Hammer of Thor. Yeah. But it's the Captain America, called Smoky Captain America, whatever. Yeah, so hopefully he ends up getting a legacy card. he was pretty cheap, like $7-8, so I figured why not get him. Yeah, so that's those. And we're down to the final one. Thank you guys for sticking it out. I hope you're still here with me and checking out all my purchases and all my crazy spending and whatnot. But yeah, final one. This is a shout out to Lucas from, oops, sorry. This is going to be a shout out to Lucas from Heroclix headquarters. When he was down at Gen Con, I think on the last day, he posted a little coupon for WizKids store for 20% off. I was just getting done with work. I was probably 2 or 3 minutes after he posted it on a Saturday. And I was like, because there was a couple figures that I was looking at on their store that I was maybe wanting to purchase. Like con exclusives, you know, that they're still selling on their website. But I tried to use the code, said it wasn't valid, so I was like, oh, yeah, probably somewhere I already used it. Then I looked back at the image, and I was like, oh, it's not valid until this date to this date, which meant it was not going to be valid until Sunday, which I think was either the last day of Gen Con or the day after Gen Con. And I woke up the next day, probably around like 10 o'clock Central Time or whatever, and I was like, somebody's got to have used it by now. Sure enough, no one had used it, so bought this con exclusive, which I didn't realize. I should have looked, and I think even in the description it says it's from an older figure, but it was one that had just recently been added to their con exclusive list. And I don't know, who knows, maybe they're putting it on there because maybe they're going to make a legacy card out of it eventually. That'd be awesome to, you know, get it modernized. But, oops. I was going to maybe get the master mold. Could have saved like, well, 20%, which I think would have been about $25 off. Yeah, so I could have gotten them for $100, but this one was a $50 figure, so I was getting them $10 off. So it was only $40. Get it out here, and that is the Black Lantern Anti-Monitor Super Booster. So we'll pop him out. Again, didn't realize that he was from an older, you know, set. I was like, oh, it's a new con that they just released, so maybe it was from a recent set. But yeah, after looking back, I was like, oh, he's an older figure. So, but still, he's a cool figure. Happy to have him for my collection. He is a beastie. He's a beast of a figure, that's for sure. And I know I've seen recent, you know, people posting for him for sale, and he's still going for like $60 to $70. I mean, I got him for the 40 because he was $50 on their website. So with the 20% off, save $10. All right, come on, guy, get out. All right, here we go. Yeah, he is a beast. And I love colossal figures, and I mean, he is a colossal figure. So, yeah, he's a unique. So, like I said, I'm hoping that he maybe gets a legacy card, 900, 600, or 300 points. So, currently, if I will ever use him, he'll be played at the 300-point line, which I don't think is a whole lot of clicks because, again, this was back when, you know, the points were much higher and less clicks. But, yeah, I'm not really going to go over him too much. It's already almost an hour-long video. Sorry for the sun. It's starting to set behind me, and it's getting to be kind of shining through the window here. But I just wanted to go through. I mean, here, let's see if I can zoom out. I mean, compared to a modern day, you know, colossal of the Abominus, you know, I mean, he just towers over him. And he's big too, but he's huge. Yeah, definitely want to use him eventually. And like, what is his keywords? Black Lantern Corps and Cosmic. So maybe put him on a Cosmic team. He's got the quintessential team ability. I probably said that wrong. Again, I've always been more of a Marvel guy, so I'm starting to try to purchase more DC stuff, which is why I wanted to get him as well, just to add to my DC collection. But he's got a lot of cool stuff. Not going to go over them. Just want to again say thank you for checking out my video today. Thanks for sticking around and seeing my crazy amount of purchases lately. I'm sure some of these swords, because I don't probably need double of some of them just because, again, the lot prices were pretty decent. And then, yeah, I guess I didn't really realize that these swords were going to be available every single month of the OP event. So, and I'm participating in 2 different events each month. So, I mean, it's going to be 6 total. So, probably good chance of collecting the swords. But yeah, I still, as a collector, I want to make sure I have them. So, I have every sword, and I think I have 2 of every sword, with the exception of the soul sword. I think is the only one that I have 1 of, which I'm fine with. Again, the grass cutter, in my opinion, is the one that I'll probably be using the most. Just getting that guaranteed 5 or 6 for that blades roll is, I think, it's just awesome. And then Pogger Pog giving you the giant reach so you can make those close attacks from far away is awesome. And then the Sword of Might, just being able to minimum whatever your printed value is +1. Warlock, I mean, there's so many good swords. Warlock definitely will be seeing a lot of play, just giving my character's shape change to hopefully roll out of being attacked. And then the Light of Galador, just being able to heal. Yeah, so my low wants for the swords are low ones that I think are not the greatest. Miramasa, Skybreaker, and Godkiller. And leave some comments, if you think I'm wrong on that. Hey, let me know. Everyone's got their own opinion. I think I'll be playing a lot of the Soul Sword with my Mystics team people, and then just, Warlock and the Grass Cutter. So I've used Grass Cutter in my first event. Was going really well for me, just getting 5s and 6s. I played against somebody that had it this last weekend. They were getting 5s and 6s constantly, so it was just pretty devastating. So, yeah, thanks guys again for checking out my channel. I'll have hopefully some more unboxings here. Still haven't gotten around to do my wrap-up videos from these events. I kind of try to do a little bit of that today while I was doing this unboxing, but it's just been busy at my job. I work 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, and then my days off are kind of trying to catch up and get other stuff done. And I get home from work, and I've got about an hour to hang out, and then have to cook dinner, and then eat, and then I have to be to bed by almost 8 o'clock because I'm up by 3:45, so I can be to work by 5. So, again, thanks guys for checking out my channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, let your friends know. I appreciate you, and hopefully I'll get some gameplay videos going here soon too. Just trying to find the time to do it. So, all right, thanks guys. Cheers. Bye.